So I'm just gonna get started right away with this tutorial. I'm gonna be doing my tutorials live from now on. And today I just wanted to talk about why most of our music is out of tune these days. And so the thing is, I was thinking about what is sound and what's a hertz, because each sound has a different frequency, and that's what they call hertz, and hertz is times per second. So I was thinking, what is the hertz standing for? Like, what times per second? Like 8 hertz sounds a certain way, or 16 hertz sounds a certain way, so it's 16 times per second. But what I realized is that sound is movement, because I look to my speakers, and what is going on? The subwoofer is moving that many times per second. It's pushing air, so sound is really just movement. It's this right here. So this one is a 10 hertz movement. So we can only hear up to 20, from 20 hertz to 20,000. But the reason most of our music is out of tune is because it's dissonant with the movements of Earth. So basically, Earth has a frequency, a resonance of 7.83 hertz. And what that is basically whenever lightning hits Earth, it creates a sound, a vibration, and it also creates a disturbance and in space and in our atmosphere. And basically that wave that it creates gets stuck within our atmosphere and vibrates. So it just bounces inside our atmosphere. And the distance between Earth and the atmosphere is why we have a frequency of 7.8 times per second. So think about a 100-meter dash, right? It takes you a certain amount of seconds to get to the other end. So this sound, when lightning hits, when lightning strikes Earth, it leaves this frequency that's constantly going, and lightning is hitting Earth like 2,000 times per second, or per I believe it's 2,000 times per second. But the sound, that wave takes a certain amount of time, and it goes 7.83 times per second. So that's what the hertz of Earth is. That's the sound of Earth. So what does that sound like? So that's why I'm going to demonstrate what it sounds like and why our music is out of tune, and how it affects you, because it affects how you mix. It's not as clear. The sound is not as clear, and also it's dissonant. It sounds terrible, and I'll show you guys that. But let's pull up this VST, and I'm going to put it to 7.83. I'm getting my phone out so I can show you guys something. So 7.83 is too low. We can't really hear that frequency. So let me just play it and put it on loop. So too low. So what we can do though is we can multiply it by 2. So 7.83 times 2. What is that? 15.66. So that's still going to be too low, because we can only hear from 20 to 20,000 or so, somewhere in that range. So I'm going to turn it up, and you still won't be able to hear it. So I can multiply it by 2 once more. It's still going to be kind of low. It's going to be in the bass ranges. So let me multiply it by 2. And what I'm doing is I'm just going up an octave. So when you go from one key to the next key, you're multiplying the hertz by 2. That's why I'm doing by 2. So let's just keep going up till we get to middle C. which is C4, what they call C4. That's the middle C on your keyboard. Now that's for this frequency, for the frequency of Earth, that would be 250.56. Now bear with me, these numbers sound complicated, but so I put it in and now we can hear a tone. Now what we have is we have a certain frequency that's completely different than that for C. So if I get a regular instance of this plugin right here with the sound, if I put a C note or a C3 note, I think I said C4 but I meant C3, whatever you want to call it, I play the same note, but in the regular tuning, what you're gonna hear is you're gonna hear dissonance. Here's what it sounds like in our regular tuning. Here's what the Earth's what they call the Schumann resonance. If I just pull it up on the other screen, what they call the Schumann resonance 7.83, this is what it sounds like if we take it up a few octaves until it gets to the correct C note. Sounds like this. This is what we use. Now, so what's the problem here is that this note is dissonant with the movements that's all around us. So it's creating dissonance. What we like is we like harmony. So let me add some harmony to this note. Let me add more notes. When I add a note and create a chord, I'm creating harmony. Perfect relationships between notes. So that's what makes music pleasant. But here's what happens when I play this note compared to the Earth's frequency, to the Schumann resonance note. We get dissonance. So with that being said, the reason why we're getting dissonance, because you see this one is at 250.56, but what we use a 440 hertz tuning system. So if I look at the 440 hertz, what we're playing is we're actually playing 261.63. So it's off by like 11 hertz, 11 times per second. It's going 11 times per second faster. And it's creating a dissonance. It's creating dissonance, I mean. So the solution is we want to tune the frequency of all our notes down to match that of the environment. And what you'll notice is that the sound of your music will sound clearer. You will get less fatigue when producing and mixing. It's way better for mixing because it's clear. And last but not least, since there's less dissonance, you will feel less dissonance within yourself when you're listening to the music. So sometimes you may notice when you're listening to 440 hertz music, it makes you uncomfortable afterwards, or you feel a little bit like stressed afterwards. So if we want to tune this our thing to the right frequency, what we need to do is see what's the right hertz instead of 440. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna do the math real quick. You just want to divide that other one. This is just numbers, so you can, like, I get if it's complicated and you you don't want to like think about math too much, you don't have to, but I'm just gonna find how much percent slower it's going. So than our 440 hertz, because the hertz of the earth is slower. So I take the hertz of the earth and I just divide it by 261.63, and it's 95%. So now I could just multiply that by 440 and I will get the hertz, the tuning that I can tune all my music to, and it will sound clear, and I will get less fatigue and ear fatigue and so on and so forth. Now afterwards, I'm just gonna play examples of music and you guys can tell me how you guys feel, and can you guys feel the difference later. But so let's get the natural tuning. Now you may have 2 hertz. I'll talk about that later, but this is actually supposed to be the natural tuning of music at 421.38. This is the same tuning that Mozart used and other composers of the past were using. Mozart's tuning fork that they found, or one of them, was 421.6, and then other composers were about 422. They've been in the 420s before. So but this just to show you that music had been tuned before to like 421. But so what happens if we get a plugin now and we tune it to 421? Let me show you. So first of all, let's just use this this sound right here. Let me get a decent sound. Let me get a bell sound. I want to find a nice sound, my bad. That's pretty clear. So if I go ahead and make like a chord at 440 hertz here, which is the natural tuning of all the sounds that we normally have, and I play on top of that frequency of earth, you see how it sounds detuned? But by itself, all the notes sound good compared to each other, you know? But the whole thing is shifted up. So when I play it compared to the sounds that's naturally occurring around us that we don't really hear because it's in the background and it's too low. But if I compare it to that, it sounds dissonant. But now when we use that that other tuning, that 421 tuning, and it's 421.38, we get a pure sound. Now keep in mind, this is in tune with the vibration of the earth, with the Schumann resonance. So what the vibration that's always going on, that movement that's always happening. So you know just how sound moves air. Let's go back to that picture. I mean to that video. Sound is movement, right? Air. Well, what's going on around us is movement as well, except it's not air, it's just movement of space within this earth. It's just moving. It's light energy. That's what they call electromagnetic energy. So it's a movement, but it's different than air, that in the sense that it's a light energy. It's a light, and it's kind of like a distortion. That's what electromagnetic energy is. It's a distortion. It's just a wave. So we are tuning our music now to the other waves that's around us, and now we get something like this. So I'll let you guys just listen to it by itself. This is 440. And this is 421.38. So now that's the difference between 421 and 440. And again, when we play the tone just by itself, this is 421. I mean, this is 440 and this is 421 right here. If we play them together, we get dissonance. So the last thing I wanted to say, how do you tune your songs? How do you pitch your songs? Because all you need to do is just shift the pitch to retune it. But before I get that, before I tell you how to tune it, so dissonance, basically, I'm thinking, should I? Basically, when things are in harmony, the wave is stable. You get what I'm saying? Dissonance is when the wave is all shaky. So let me show you guys something. This is just a unrelated video I was just watching about something else, because I've been studying music and frequencies, because I have questions all the time, like, what is hertz? Like, I was thinking, what is hertz? It's times per second, but what is it? Movement. So how am I hearing it? It's because the air is coming and hitting my ears. It's air moving. That's why you can't hear sound in space, because there's no air. There's no particles. Air is just like gases and stuff that's in the air. And the sound is when they move the air and it hits us. And that just made me realize that everything is movement. But when things are in harmony, the wave that's created is stable. So this guy's gonna play a clip real quick.
The octave, and also we hear them in our music all the time, the octave, the 2 to 3/5, etc. We don't find
so he's playing a bunch of notes together, and you'll see they're perfectly in tune.
These pure ratios in equal temperament, which is the standard tuning system for pianos and many other instruments. So let's take another moment and look at the 2 to 3/5, the 4, and then we all only have to change.
So he's playing a bunch of notes together, and you can see it creates like this wave, but the wave stays stable. Now let's see what happens when you have dissonance.
A pitch by a small amount to cause a lot of disturbance.
It creates a disturbance. I don't know about you, but look, I can mix
disturbance in the wave.
I can mix better when the image is stable. What do they call it in all your VSTs when you're mixing and mastering? Like, have you used Ozone Imager or any mastering because it's an image. Sound is it's a sonic image that we're listening to. So as engineers and everything, when music is in tune and it's not dissonant with the environment, think about if you had background noise going on and the sound was clashing with it. That's the same type of thing that's going on. So this is a perfectly stable image. That's why I say it's easier to, it's more clear, and also it creates less fatigue over time, so you can produce for longer periods of time and not be tired. And it doesn't stress you out like dissonance does.
And then we all only have to change a pitch by a small amount.
Now that's why he said we only have to change it by a small amount, and look what happens.
Cause a lot of disturbance in the wave.
It creates a disturbance. See, that's the type of music we listen to at all times, only because it's detuned. If we just tune it like this, just down a little bit, which I'll show you how to do, you're not only gonna hear that it sounds better, the sound is more open, but it's more stable as well in terms of how it interacts with the environment. So that's why we hear it more clearly. So the last point I wanted to make before I explain how you tune stuff. So you see how the wave was unstable, right? So if I get a tuner, I have a special tuner app, it's called Helix Tuner, and I've set it up to be 421.38. So it's 421.4 here. How the app works, if something is out of tune, if it's too high pitched, it will rotate to the right. If it's too low pitched, it will rotate to the left. So let's play. And remember what I said, when a pitch is in tune, it creates a stable image. Now let's play the 421 hertz, the Schumann resonance, the Earth's frequency. And hold on, let me real quick, let me mute my mic so it doesn't interfere right now. So that was 421. That's the natural hertz that we found. Now let's play the 440 hertz, which is the natural tuning. So as you can tell, it's rotating plenty of times to the right, so it's very up-tuned. Now it makes this flower image, but that's not a good thing, because I'll show you guys in a second what happens when we play both of these together. When I play it alone, it sounds like this, and then I'm gonna play it together, okay? Okay, now I'm gonna play it together. I accidentally played it by itself. So now I'm gonna play it together. So as you can tell, it's way off tune. Just as we saw this image right here, when things are a little bit detuned, it messes up the whole sound.
And we only have to change a pitch by a small amount to cause.
So now, okay, I explained why when the frequency is not in tune with the other frequencies in the environment, it creates dissonance. So now, how does this matter? How do you tune your music? Like how do you pitch it? So really all we need to do is see how do you pitch things from 440 to 421. So I'm just gonna, there's this site that I just found where I can just plug in the number. So I take 440 and I want it to be 421.38. So all I gotta do is go down 74, or basically 75 cents. So now I can repitch my music. So now I'm gonna play an example of music in 440 and I'm gonna play it in 421, and you can decide for yourself which one sounds better to you. Now I have my own opinion, but that's why I want you guys to be able to make your own opinion and stuff as well. And yeah. So I'm getting this beat right here. Let's go ahead and listen to it. Right now it's in 440 hertz. we saw we can now, to get the other frequency, we turn it down 75 hertz, 75 cents, because obviously, see, we don't have a hertz button on an audio file. So what we do is we just turn it down 75 cents. Now what you'll see is that it went to 25 and it took it down one note and it went up 25. So the other way you can do is, instead of going down 75, you just go up 25. And that's what we're gonna do, because we don't want it to go down a whole note. Let's just play it at the same note, but just go up 25. We don't want to get too far from the original, just so we can compare it better. So now let's listen to it. And pay attention to the sound, how it sounds. Does it sound clear? How does it make you feel? Does it feel more clear? Does it feel less dissonant? Does it feel more dissonant? Bro, my speakers are barely on and I feel that shit. That shit feels so much more clear. And last night when I was doing this math, I was listening to all my songs in 421 and it sounded, that's why I had to share this. I almost didn't share this video. I was just gonna start making my music. I've been producing sometimes in 432 hertz, which is a little bit closer, but I was gonna start doing this in the Mozart frequency, the 421, and not share, but I decided to make this video. So go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you really felt the same thing that I felt. But let's play 440 one more time and then 432 one more time. Okay? 440 hertz right here. So I purposely chose a song that has a lot of frequency going on so that we can hear it. But let's play it in 430, 421. All right, so I'm just gonna wrap this up right here. I just wanted to make this tutorial. I'm gonna start doing my tutorials live and stuff, because I don't want to just take breaks from YouTube and stuff and people to think I'm just gone. I'd rather just be live when I'm here, and then when I'm not here, I'm just not live. I'm not live streaming. That way it's not like I'm disappearing from making videos and stuff when I'm really just not here. But last thing I wanted to say, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And last but not least, I don't put any ads on my live streams or on my videos from now on. My older videos have ads, but I'm not putting any more ads on my videos and stuff. So if you'd like to support, then go ahead and donate in the link below. You can donate to me if you'd like. But I just want to thank you guys for your attention, because you already paying me with attention. So I'm grateful for that, because really that's my passion, is to entertain, to inspire, and to educate people. So I'm just doing what I like to do. And other than that, I will see you guys in another video. Peace.